with Jason Faulkner from Degelman with a Pro-Till 33, and this is a really impressive high-speed tillage tool. And Jason's going to give us a tour of the machine, and then we're going to get out in the field and see it working, and then climb up in the cab of the John Deere 9620R that's pulling it. Jason, what can you tell us about this machine? It's been pretty impressive to watch it working out here.
Well, the purpose of it is to be able to go over the fields at 10 miles an hour fast, size residue, incorporate it so it breaks down, or if you're doing a planting right away, we can start planting right away.
Well, it's really impressive. It's got big blades and moves fast and works up this ground. This field's going from corn into winter wheat. And tell us a little bit about the components and the features of the machine.
Well, some of the features to start off with right up front when you're hooking the machine up is we have everything labeled really nice up front. We have colors that tell you what each hydraulic function does. Up on where you plug the hydraulics into the auxiliaries on the back of the tractor, they're colored the same, so you can see that the green couplers go into the green, blue onto brown, black, and purples. So it keeps everything nice and organized for you. You don't get things screwed up. Plug one in, go into the tractor, run it, and say, "Oh darn, that's the wrong one. We got to plug in something else." You know you're plugging in the right stuff right away.
And this is a really heavy-duty frame. I mean, you could just see looking at it, it's thick and heavy-duty. And
yeah, I mean, we made the thing heavy so we have the weight in the machine. We don't have to add weight. We're going to keep the machine in the ground at these high speeds. Discs, when you run discs at higher speeds, they tend to want to come out of the ground. So we put useful weight into the machine, being the frame, and to keep it in the ground. I mean, just look at the hitch or the jack. The jack is big and heavy duty, and just goes to show what the rest of the machine is going to look like when you start at the beginning.
Well, we've got some really large-sized tires on the on this. And now I know this is not a vertical tillage machine. Is it a high-speed disc, a short disc, or what is the terminology used?
It's high-speed disc is what we're calling it in the States and North America. Around the world, they're called short discs, compact discs, disc harrows. They're called all sorts of different things, but we're just sticking with high-speed disc here in North America with the machine. This particular machine, we have 22-inch blades on it. We normally run 20-inch, but we wanted to make sure to run the 22-inch blades with a notch on them to help size residue. On the inside, the tires on the inside of the machine are Alliance tires, and on the outside wings, they're BKTs.
So this is a BKT, and then the Alliance is here.
We run the different tread pattern on the inside tires for transport. That tire can handle transport speeds of 40 miles an hour better than these wing tires can. And the tires are 650 R22.5.
It's a big tire for an implement.
Yeah.
And we could take a look at these notch blades up close, and they've got the different size. You got the notch up here on the front for cutting through the stalks, and then a different angle on the back.
Yep. I guess the easy way to think of it, when you're going through the field with this machine, the front row augers all the dirt to the right. It's throwing it into the back row, which is augering it all back to the left, and then the roller in back grabs the material, pins it to the ground. So you're not getting corn stalks and trash flying into the neighbor's yard or into the fence rows.
And we can see that packing motion there in the dirt.
Yeah. One feature that we're really happy about at Degelman that we've done is our depth controls on the machine. The machine is carried by the front wheels and the rollers, so our disc blades are just hanging. So we don't have to have a lot of adjustments and that to get your depths organized. We went to just flip over depth stops, which are very easy. Each one of these depth stops are a 1/2 inch. put one in, you're bringing the machine out of the ground a 1/2 inch, take it out, you're going a 1/2 inch deeper. Just flip it over, very positive, positive depth control. Everybody knows what you're doing, and you don't have any question about how deep you're going.
Jason, I've been watching you out here running 10 miles per hour, and this is pretty heavy corn residue. We were seeing 230 bushel corn this year, and you know, this corn was harvested less than a month ago out in this field, and we can kind of see the contrast between where the Degelman Pro-Till traveled and where the stalks are yet to be turned over. And so you've got the notch blades working one way and the cup blades in the back throwing it the other way and packing it in.
Yeah, we're trying to get this these corn stalks sized here. We're going from this that, I mean, you can't even pull out to all the stalks being loose and pulled out. I mean, if they are lodged in the ground like that, easy to pull out compared to these over here that they're just anchored in the ground. Getting nice sized materials, getting sized nice.
And this field will be planted into winter wheat in just a few days, and you know, they're going to use hoe drills on this, so it's doing a great job in sizing it up and allow those air drills to pass through and put the seed in the ground. Now we're looking at the back of the Pro-Till, and again, we were talking about the short disc feature. And with a traditional disc and a packer, you're almost pulling a freight train down the road. You've got the disc and then a separate implement to pack, where Degelman's put the packer right onto the frame and built it a heavy duty.
Yeah, we have it's a rubber roller packer. Packer is probably a bad word because we're not actually packing the ground, we're just firming the ground is really what we're doing. People don't like to use the word packing. These rubber ribs they're hollow. They do flex a little bit for people. There's 2 steel cords running through them to make them for a longer life. Made by a company overseas by the name of Autoco. To make sure if you get into muddy conditions, we do include the scraper arms with a reversible and a replaceable scraper blade.
I know I've seen some videos on YouTube when this first came out. You know, you're going through almost standing water with these, and it just plows right on through.
Yeah, it's amazing how well you can go through, what you can go through. And if you have problems with these scrapers, whether you never know, sometimes everything happens and you get a rock or something stuck in them and you bend one of these arms, easy to replace. Just pull the bolt out, arm comes out, put a new one in, and you're back in business.
And that individual component is the same thing on the disc blades, where, you know, this is a pretty rocky field, but each one is individual. You don't have them on a bar.
Each disc arm is individual. A lot of people say, boy, this thing's a lot of grease maintenance. All the bearings on this whole machine are maintenance free. So there's 3 seals on each side of the roller bearings on the disc blades. They're grease filled. So we've had really good luck with them, and don't replace many of them.
So you need a pretty big tractor to pull the Degelman Pro-Tills, and so what's the horsepower requirement per foot when you're using one of these machines in the field?
The Pro-Till requires quite a bit of horsepower, and mainly because of the speeds that we're trying to run at, and speed requires horsepower. So per foot, it's 15 horsepower per foot is really recommended. So 33 feet, we want to have over 500 horsepower. We're running this 9620R, which is 620 horsepower, and we're using a lot of it, but we're going deep with this this disc this time.
And so there's kind of different settings too. I mean, we're doing fall tillage and putting winter wheat seed in here. So how many inches are you going in the fall in a condition like this?
In the fall, we typically run 4 inches deep. We want to try to get, in corn, try to get below that root ball to dislodge it. In the springtime, we can, with our depth stops that you saw, we can really control the depth really good. So we can do that 1 inch, just that real fine tillage to get a seed bed together. We can do the 2 inch, do 1.5 inches, just to get a seed bed together. So you're happy. The shallower you go, the less horsepower requirements it needs.
Oh, that's pretty impressive. And so you've got 20-foot model, 26-foot, 33 and 40 footers.
Yeah.
And if you're different parts of the country, East Coast and things, you might be looking at a 20-foot. What kind of tractor are you looking at to pull that? Or
the 20-foot in John Deere models, you'd want to be up into that 8370, 8400 R range. You're able to get the speeds in the fall and do what you need to do.
And that's, it's still a pretty big tractor, when you're looking at 370, 400 horsepower, but you're getting a lot of work done. Yeah. I mean, watching this going at 10 miles per hour across the fields, that's a lot of passes compared to a regular disc.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, thanks for the tour, and looking forward to seeing this machine work some more ground out in the field.
Yeah. Thank you. One of the first things that we do before we go into working is we make sure we put the transport cylinders and the wing cylinders in float. So you just want to make sure you have the wavy line on those 2 remotes, which will allow the machine to contour to the ground when we put those 2 in float. To raise and lower the machine on the headlands, you lever 2 runs your rollers in back, your roller cylinders. That, and forward usually goes down, back brings it out of the ground, and then lever 1 runs your wheel cylinders, and down puts the discs in the ground, and pulling it back brings it out of the ground. Yeah, I actually want to try to run 9-10 miles an hour if we can.
We can see here on the display screen we're going 9.3 miles per hour with the Pro-Till, and this tillage tool is really doing a great job working up the ground and obliterating the corn stalks. And here in Kentucky, corn is harvest starts in early August and runs through the end of September when they're shelling corn. This is one of the early fields, and we can see there's been a lot of crabgrass and weed growth over the past month out here in the field, and we're going to take a look at how this Pro-Till just absolutely buries these weeds and grass along with corn stalks to get ready for some 60-foot Porsche Anderson drills to seed winter wheat. See, the Pro-Till is just erasing all those weeds and putting them under the ground, and it's nice to see how the action of digging up the soil, turning it over, and then it has rubber rollers on the back that are packing it in that make it a one-pass tillage tool, and that's very handy here. The farm that we're filming on traditionally runs wishing discs and then McFarlane harrows as a second pass to turn over the soil and then smooth it out, and this machine is eliminating 2 passes. I hope that you've enjoyed spending some time out in the field with a Degelman ProTill high-speed disc and learning about this machine's functions and operations. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there are over 1,000 videos of farm machines in action. If you're already a subscriber, thank you, and make sure to check the Big Tractor Power YouTube homepage often, as new videos are posted every 2 to 3 days. If you have any questions or thoughts about this video, please share them in the comments section below, as I try to answer every one that is shared. If you would like to get a preview of what is coming to the Big Tractor Power YouTube channel next, make sure to check out Big Tractor Power Instagram, where I share pictures and short videos of what is currently being filmed in the field. As always, thank you for watching.